All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and this is going to be my raid guide for all of the challenging encounters. We're going to start with the acquisition. First things first, if you're in here with the fire team of 6, I would recommend going through all of these callouts and memorizing all of them with your team, because if you don't know them, you are going to wipe in certain encounters. Pretty much everyone needs to know all of the callouts. Even if you have a carry, you're going to want them to know what the names of the callouts are, and if you walk up to them, you'll notice that that actually gives you the name in the top left, so it makes it kind of easy for you. This one's called Worm, and you can just go through the Bungie callouts at first, or if you have other ones, like I have a variety of different alternative callouts, you can use those as well. Now let's go ahead and go over the loadouts and how I'm going to organize the acquisition encounter. And basically what you need to do here is separate into 2 or 3 teams of 2. So you've got 2 going to the left side, or the darkness side, and you've got 2 in the middle standing here, and then you're going to have us 2, and we're going to go over to the right side. So you've got left, middle, and right. Each team is going to have 1 ad clear person and 1 runner. The ad clear person, I would recommend having a Wither Horde and an unstoppable weapon. Whichever you choose, it's totally up to you. Wither Horde is really good for ad clear, and an unstoppable hand cannon pulse rifle is really good for the champions that you're going to run into. The runner is going to be running into the 3 rooms that are respective to each side. On this side, we have Red Hands, as I call it. We have Enter, as it's called by the Bungie callout, or Teardrop. And then over here is Worship, or as I like to call it, Trump, because it's an orange man. Moving on to the next area, we'll talk about these callouts. We've got the left callouts, which is going to be Grieve. Grieve down low there. We've got Square and Brain on the left. And on the right, we've got Cuphead. We've got Green Triangle, as I call it. I think it's also called Commune, but I don't think that's really good for LFGs. It's going to be confusing. Then you've got Kill here. You're going to assign the 2, 2, and 2 positions. You have 1 runner and 1 ad clear person. And then what you have to do is, as you start the encounter, the first callout is respective to the Taken Knight. The Taken Knight will this symbol will either be this one or this one at the top of one of the 3 kiosks randomly chosen, obelisks randomly chosen. So this will let you know which side the Taken Knight is on. The room is divided on a left side and a right side room. So if you see this symbol light up right here with this symbol, you know that there's a knight on this half of the room. Or if it's this symbol right here at the top here, then you know that there's a knight on this side of the room. It could be in a variety of different spawn locations. There's like 8 different locations you could spawn in, roughly. So you just have to push in and find them. Use your radar. You'll see the red ping way off in the distance. You'll know, okay, that's where the knight is, because the ads will be in the usual spawn locations. So that's the knight location. After you kill the knight, then this symbol lights up. This symbol lets you know which room you need to go into. Again, there's 3 rooms per each side, left, middle, and right. And you'll know which one because you'll go around and memorize the locations of the rooms you need to enter into. After you enter in the room, then this symbol lights up and it lets you know which glyph keeper you need to kill. It'll either be on the left side or the right side, or you can call it the light side or the dark side. That's the best to call it because it'll either be lit up light or dark. You'll kill the chieftain, and that will give you the big symbol. I would then recommend typing that in the text chat in the bottom right corner. Type in the text chat the exact symbol that you get. You'll get so many different symbols that can light up from this, and those symbols will be located on this obelisk. It'll either be in the middle, the left, or the right obelisk that you'll get those symbols. And once you've gotten 3 of them, because there are 3 of these pillars on all locations, then you will walk up to your obelisk, and you'll see if your obelisk is the one that needs to be shot. It'll be the designated one if it has all 3 symbols. And what you need to do is work with your partner and have one person stand on one side where they face 2 walls and have the other person stand on the other side. And then what you'll do is proceed to shoot all 3 at the same time. Shooting that one, maybe, that one, and that one, but with a team of 2, of course. After you've done so, you have completed 1 wave of acquisition, and then you can do the same thing, rinse and repeat 2 more times, and then you'll beat the encounter. Also a note I didn't mention before is that ad clear is actually really important because you'll notice that the Scorn will come up here and start shooting this obelisk. What that does is it raises its level and causes the wipe mechanic to activate faster. So keep that ad clear serious. That's why I recommend everyone to have a Wither Horde on. Really fast, efficient ad clear. You can kill them off the spawn. It's good to just choke them right on the spawn, like they spawn in up here. Wither Horde already at their feet, killing them, so that way they don't even get the chance to shoot that obelisk at all. Alright, so now we're in the Caretaker encounter, and how we're going to distribute the teams are 2, 2, and 2. We've got 2 symbols people, 2 ad clear people, and 2 stunning people. They're going to be stunning the boss. I would recommend putting your most experienced people, or i.e. or your hunters that can go invis on the symbols, because that tends to be the most difficult job, and hunter invisibility works really well for that. I'd also recommend having warlocks for the boss stun, because a lot more healing attributes, healing exotics, etc. You could do a variety of different ways to survive the boss's slam, though. You can also just dodge it as well, so keep that in mind. You don't have to be a warlock, but it does seem to help. Ad clear is just whatever ad clear you like. In terms of weaponry, Izzy and linear fusion seems to work really well for this, efficiently melting the boss. And now with that, we'll go ahead and get started by shooting this little crystal here. The first thing Dwayne's going to do is he's going to go in there and he's going to pick up 3 different symbols. And after he picks them up, he's going to come out and he's going to call them to me. Here we go. What are the calls? All 3 were facing that side. That's simple enough. Now I go in here and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to grab this. We got Worm. We've got Commune, or I call it Green Triangle, and Square. So now as I pick them up, I usually call them out to my teammate, so that way they can shoot them. Worm, Green Triangle, and Square. We shoot the 3 proper symbols from the wave 1 and wave 2, and then on wave 3 you literally don't even need to remember the symbol names because there's only 3 left. So you can just shoot the last 3 by process of elimination. It's very simplistic for wave 1. And the same thing basically works for wave 2, it's just the room is a lot bigger, and there's a gap in the middle that you can die to. And in wave 3, it's also a bit bigger room than the first floor. Shoot those. Now it's time to damage the boss. We'll let the boss come up to the top. Honestly, for damaging the boss, you can do damaging supers like Tether, Nova Bomb, Missile. Missile does work if he's in the right distance. It really doesn't matter. He's a little bit of a cream puff in terms of damage, and you get 3 full damage phases. So it shouldn't be too hard to manage, especially if you do have on linear fusion and sniper. Go move over to the next plate. You can only damage him on the plate. When you stand on it, you'll notice that the circle of the plate actually gets larger. It starts off being a small orange circle, and it gets bigger. And that's when the timer has actually started for that respective plate. See there, we did it in 2 plates. We had the option for the 3rd. Damage is pretty easy for Caretaker, as long as you're not like having a team of that are extremely underleveled. So now Dwayne's going to head in. He's going to pick up 3 symbols, and we're going to continue as we did before. Again, this side of the room is much bigger though, and there's a big gap in the middle that you can fall in, so be careful of that. And while you're in there, you're gaining pervading darkness. If you get ×10, you will die, so you want to be really fast and efficient. Grab those symbols as quickly as possible, call them out to your teammate, and get out of there. Alright, so what you can do is pay attention to the inner circle. When that lights up, you actually have time to step on it. But if your team stands on it like that, then you will have to immediately start doing damage. That way you don't waste any time. Recommend these linear fusions simply because you won't kill yourself. If you have a rocket on, you'll potentially blow yourself up because of these larvae flying around in the air. I think that's what those are. There we go. Damage is done. Pick up some ammo and go to the 3rd floor. Alright, so how the stun works as well is that you have your 2 people, one in front of the boss, one behind the boss. And what they do is they get the boss to slam and then shoot his head like that. That gets him to stun. One person shoots the back at that point. And you basically just want to repeatedly do that as much as possible. And while you're doing that, you have the runners running the symbols, and then the ad clear people clearing the ads. Alright, this 3rd and final room in here is actually a really big jumping room. A lot of jumping to be done in this room. Just keep that in mind. First room is small. 2nd room has a death chasm. That one has a lot of death spots and a lot of jumping. After we've collected all 9 of the symbols, now let the boss come up for damage. Whichever side the boss walks up on, for this example, he walked up on the left side. That's the side that the first plate activates. If he walks up on the right side, it activates on that side. Plate activates, we begin damage. After we've done all the damage necessary, we'll go into the final stand. You get 3 full plates to finish the last little health bar here. If you do try to pop a super when doing damage, make sure you don't jump in the air. This plate is not activated. This plate is bugging out. Because if you do jump in the air, it won't work. have to literally pop your super. Here we go. That plate bugged out. You have to pop your super while standing on the plate. Do that, I'd get damage numbers, but if I jump, pop it, I get immunes. So make sure you do that, because doing immune damage will not be good. Your team will be very salty at you when you have to wipe. There it is. That's beating the Caretaker, the Vowed Disciple. Alright, so we are now in the Exhibition encounter, where you have to pick up the relics and run through 4 different rooms. Now, you can just go the complete chaos method, where you just pick up the relics and run, and it ends up working out for you and your team. That's awesome if it works for you. If it doesn't, it's going to be frustrating, or there's going to be, the comms are just going to be absolutely insane, because you're going to be like, what, go where, what, who's doing this? And you're going to end up with potential problems where you have 3 relics on one side and 3 non-relics on the other. So the way it works with this encounter, it actually explains it in room 1 here, is you'll notice there will be a taken enemy here and a scorned enemy over there, Chieftain. Now, when you kill the scorned enemy, he gives a symbol only to the people that do not have a relic. When you kill the taken guy, he gives the 3 symbols only to the people that have the relic. Now, in this room, there's only one person that has the relic, so that's going to be the person with what we're just calling red, the red laser. So that one person will be able to read this side, and all 5 of the other people will be able to read this side in this respective room. Now, obviously, as time goes on, you pick up more relics, so fewer people are able to read the non-relic symbols, and that's why you need to distribute your teams in an organized manner. So first up, look at, we've got a row of 3 and a row of 3, okay? And now, onto my MS Paint. Ready for this? Look at this. This is beautiful. I drew this in 2 minutes. If you want to, you can make a fancier graphic for me, and I would appreciate it. All right, so I'm standing in this position right here, and we're in room 1. I'm going to be red laser, and I'm on the A team, the alpha team, or the Aegis team. And then the B team is also the Blight team, which is there. That team of 3 is going to follow the Blight in rooms 3 and rooms 4. Okay? And it's very important that you distribute the relics evenly, because if you go into room 3 with all 3 relics going to the left, or all 3 relics going to the right, then they won't be able to give the proper call out. Or there's a chance, a coin toss chance, that you won't be able to, rather, because you don't know what will spawn there. And so you need to distribute the relic and the non-relic people evenly in rooms 3 and rooms 4. So this is how we're organizing it. In room 1, I am picking up the red laser, and then I will pass it over, and whoever's standing across from me here on the B team, on the Blight team, will pick up the red laser. So in this instance, as we've organized it here, we've got Daffy will pick up the red laser. So he'll pick it up in room 2. And then in room 2, the relic will be Aegis 1 right here, which is going to be Dwayne. Dwayne is going to pick up the Aegis relic in the second room right here, and he's going to pass it to his teammate right here. So these 2 pass back and forth here, and those 2 pass back and forth with the Taken Blight, and we pass across. And we are the A team, or the Aegis team, because the Aegis relic, and they are the B team, or the Blight team, because they have the Blight. And you can see, so we got room 1, I pass over, room 2, Aegis picks up this. In room 3, this is how the relics will be distributed. You'll have red laser, no relic person, and Aegis person on the A team, and then the Blight team will have just the Blight. And then in room 4, we will have passed everything over, as you can see from the chart. You'll have red laser on the Blight team, and then you'll have the Aegis on this team. And so when you walk into rooms 3 and rooms 4, what you need to do is take notice of where the taken object, the taken sphere is. It'll either be to the left of the room or to the right of the room. If it's to the left of the room when you walk in, that means that the Blight team or B team goes to the right. They go to the opposite side. It's corner to corner. Or if it's to the right of the room, then the Blight team or the B team will go to the left. And so as soon as you walk into rooms 3 and rooms 4, you need to call out immediately, where does the Blight team go? And make sure that you and your team are aware of who are the Blight team and who are not the Blight team. They are the Blight team. We are not. We are the Aegis team. And we will meet in the middle after getting the symbols and cleanse each other. That's our strategy. So after killing each Glyph Keeper, you'll notice that there will be 3 symbols. You'll have to have those memorized. So I'm a non-relic holder, so I have these. And the relic holder will be able to read the symbols that are located right here. You can see this orange mist. And then whichever symbol has the commonality, that's the symbol we need to call out together, write it in the text chat, and then move on. After we get those 2 together, then we can move on to the next area. The second Glyph Keeper will spawn over in this location. And after we get the 2 symbols, we can move to the next area. Now, one thing to be careful of here is banking the red laser is what resets the timer, so you can actually milk the clock a little bit if you need to, and let your teammates get situated here before banking the red laser. Go ahead. Red laser's bank. Timer is reset. And we go into this one. We're in a spot where the blight is located.
Right.
Blight is on the left side here. So that's how we know that the blight team goes to the right. Or the B team. So I'm not on the blight team, so I'm going to the left. The blight team's heading to the right. Smudge is the second call out. I'm gonna kill this knight first. Knight is killed. Time is extended.
Careful of creeps.
Perfect. Alright. What you can do in this room, and what I like to do, is when you have a lot of excess time, you can take a minute to regroup. If you have someone who's inexperienced running the relic, you can have someone milk out their 30-second timer and have them re-pick up the same relic even. So keep that in mind. But once you place the red one in, the timer refreshes and it's go time. Killed like a couple red bars. Alright, so we are now at the boss encounter. And we're going to organize the teams in the most efficient way. We're going to take the people who are either the lowest light level or the least experienced. We're going to put them on add clear left and add clear right. So we got one facing right here, standing in this pillar, so that way the boss's emanating blast doesn't hit them. And then one standing right here as well. So this is add clear 1 and add clear 2. And then what we have is a system of 4 people swapping the symbols, with a maximum of 3 people having leeching at any given time. And we want to do a very quick double swap immediately after we finish banking the symbols. And the reason why is because when you have 3 people leeching, you'll have 2 people guaranteed emanating. So me and Daffy are the plate swappers that will always keep the leeching, and Dwayne and Brando will always get emanating as quickly as possible so they can go bank in the proper symbol. And the reason why we have 4 doing this, it works out really, really well, really efficiently, because what you can do is take the slow route and just bank 1 at a time. It will take 6 waves of add clear to get to boss damage, but the most efficient manner right now is to bank 2 at a time. And with this method, we can very efficiently bank 2 at a time and rapidly get to boss damage, as you're going to see as we do this right here. So with that in mind, the best thing to do now is just start it up, and you can see as we do it.
But yeah, it's running up to the thing.
Alright, he gets the first one, and then he's standing on the plate, which is going to enable the 2 crystals to spawn up. So now I shoot the left, I have leeching, I stand on the plate for the quick double swap. Now Daffy shoots the left, and one of them shoots right. Now Dwayne and Brando get double emanating, and now we got to clear out the glyph keepers, so that way we can call out which symbols are necessary to bank in now.
What side is it? Square or it's Guardian?
Guardian.
So it's Guardian, and the Guardian location is the common symbol. It's located in L1 and R3.
Dying.
Alright, so what you do in this section here is you shoot the glaive that he has, and that stuns him momentarily. Gives you a call out, like that one right there. And we call that L2. It's located right there. The people that have the buff can't see that call out, so that's why the non-buff people have to get it. Right. We've got R1, which is right there. And how you get the buff, of course, is by shooting the sword. If I shoot the sword right now, I'll get the buff. I got leeching. Now what I have to do is get hit by his emanating blast. I'll pop it right in a moment after he's done kicking the carry in the head, apparently. Alright, here's the emanating blast. I gotta get hit by this. Okay. Where am I heading to?
That's right. R1.
Got it. And after we bank that, we'll shoot his 4th crit off, and it'll be damage time. I would recommend auto-loading 4 auto-loading rockets, 1 Gjallarhorn, and then 1 div. Let's go ahead and get ready to hit that div. Make sure to fire that G-horn off. Started really good. Good job, them.
You won through me.
That's what I'm.
Subscribe
to Lucky 10P with
notifications,